Hi, my name is Russ Laggan, Regional Vice President for Carrington Real Estate Services, and today I'm going to show you why it's a good time to buy a house now. In the first session that I did, part one, I showed why now is a good time to buy a house because homes are appreciating. In part two of this video, I'm going to show you why it's a good time to buy a house because we're expecting interest rates to go up. So let me give you a little general rough idea of what this means in the long term so you see it and believe it. On a $200,000 house at a 4% interest rate and a 30-year fixed mortgage, you're looking at your house payment being $955 per month. This principal and interest is about $955 a month. Now, if you take that mortgage and run it out over the whole 30 years, you're going to pay for that same $200,000 house $343,000 over the life of that loan. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I'm not planning on staying in a house for 30 years. Well, that's great, but the majority of the interest is paid in the first 10 and 15 years because they load it all to the front. It's called amortization. It's a great way for the bank to make their money up front. But at the total of 30 years, you're going to pay $343,000 for that house if you stay there the whole time. Now, let's compare that to a 5%. Just a 1% shift in the interest rate on a $200,000 house. On a 30-year fixed mortgage, that same exact house payment will be $1,074 for the month, $1,074 a month, which doesn't sound like a massive amount of money, but you're looking at what? Yeah, it starts adding up pretty quick, right? About $75 a month difference in addition, and you get nothing more for it. Same house, $75 more a month. It'd be like going and buying a steak, and you could buy the same steak today for 10 bucks, crappy steak probably, right? More like 30 bucks. And then the next day you go in there and you buy it for 40, right? Who would want to do that? It's the same thing with a house. So when you amortize that over the full 30 years, the total amount you're going to pay for that $200,000 house is $386,000. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not amazing at math, but I can do the math pretty quick in my head, and that's about $43,000. That same house over 30 years is going to cost you $43,000. So let me ask you this. How much does it cost to put a kid through college? Decent college? You could probably go almost 2 years. Some of the mid-range colleges, you can go almost 3 years putting a kid through college on that $43,000. If I was able to give you a raise and give you $43,000 more, would you take it? Of course you would. Now, because the market isn't only $200,000 houses, some are lower, of course, but some of these markets we play in, the California market, San Diego market, some of these markets have amazing house prices. $400,000, you like this, $400,000, bigger house, you like that, it's a little bit bigger. On a $400,000 house, the most amazing part about that is pretty much all the numbers double. So you're looking at that same exact house is going to cost you $86,000. $86,000 over the life of the loan on a $400,000 house. So if you're thinking about moving up into a nicer house, do it now. If you're thinking about moving up into a nicer house because you want to catch on the lower interest rates now, it's a great time to buy a house. Get in ahead before these interest rates go up. I'm Russ Laggan. Thanks for watching.